Bonjour and welcome to our new and very French adventure. Stay tuned for some extremely French music, some jaw-dropping French countryside, lots of French wine and cheese, some incredible French cuisine, a completely unknown French artist, a very cute truffle sniffer, some very low bridges, cycling, trains, and so much more Frenchness than you could possibly absorb, all neatly served up from your very own luxury floating palace, the simply magnifique AmaKristina. Bonjour, and you join us literally a few minutes after part 2, where we've set our course for Tarascon, and having enjoyed this lovely evening meal and a glass or 3 of wine, I started to rabble incoherently just about how much AmaWaterways care about the detail. I'm still quite frankly amazed at how clean this all is. And you're amazed at how clean that all is. How clean is that? That's so clean. It's like brand new clean. I've never seen basically a rope deck so clean. On a 1 to 10 clean, what is it? 10 clean.
10 clean.
It's
Can't
clean.
see anything that would make it
Ultimate clean.
not clean.
Well, we've just finished our evening meal, and as per usual, it's been almost perfect. And we just brought our wine up, and look at that view. Isn't that incredible? And we're at the front of the ship. As you can see, some lovely little seats here at the front. They are just perfect for basically having a nice glass of wine as the sun goes down. And this is the whole point about river cruising. It's just so chilled and relaxed, and you don't feel like doing anything. And quite frankly, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? You just take your wine, you bring it upstairs. Salut, as they say. No, they don't say salut in France. No, they say santé. And then they drink wine. Quite frankly, I want to be French. Our day began with a 20-minute coach ride to the ancient Roman city of Arles, where we spent 2 hours on the Arles walking tour excursion, wandering the ancient Roman streets and the local amphitheatre with our brilliant guide. These monuments are listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and from what we could see, the local schools still have gladiatorial lessons on the curriculum. Another reason to have been born in France. What did we have in the UK? British Bulldog, which always ended up with you having a couple of dead arms from the knuckles of the school bully and his cronies. What I could have done with a wooden sword and a shield by my side, eh? Arles is also famous for its artistic connections, with Paul Gauguin and Pablo Picasso living and working here. The most famous resident, though, was a little-known Dutch artist called Vincent van Gogh. No, not Van Gogh or Van Gogh. Gogh, who produced over 300 paintings while he lived here, many of which were scenes of Arles, which are readily identifiable by these handy info boards dotted around the city. And back on board we had another superb lunch, which included the delicious French classic coq au vin. Not coq au van Gogh, which would have been a fun little narrative play on words. On our way back to Avignon, we enjoyed the view, and I'm always amazed at how tight the tolerances are in these locks, and we're talking an inch or so either side of the ship. I've literally got trousers with more room in them. Well, after all that breathing in and careful driving, the evening captain's farewell dinner was well deserved. For the captain, that is. We can't say enough about the quality of the cuisine on board AmaKristina. It was simply perfect. It couldn't be more French if they served a Roquefort garlic and escargot baguette on a lalique plate. Actually, there's a menu idea. But just when I thought things couldn't be more French, the evening entertainment wasn't. In fact, the local entertainment from a gypsy triplet was decidedly Spanish, with music, singing and flamenco-style dancing until late into the night. With many of the guests, unlike me who couldn't handle the sudden shift in cultural ambience, joining in with the dancing. Ooh la la! Which apparently has the same meaning in both languages. Avignon, with yet another UNESCO World Heritage Centre, is not just famous for the Pont Saint-Benezet, the bridge that only reaches halfway across the Rhone. Warning, a distracted stroll along this bridge while binging TikTok will have wet consequences. Why? Well, nothing really dramatic. It just partially collapsed every time the Rhone flooded, until they gave up rebuilding it. But hey, it's probably more of an income-generating tourist attraction being only half a bridge than if it was a whole bridge. Well, win-win then. The city itself is surrounded by these huge walls, and the first challenge is to find a hole in it to get through to the city itself. Half a bridge, huge impenetrable walls. Something tells me Avignon doesn't want visitors. I was just on the point of suggesting to Helen that we find an ancient giant trebuchet, there's got to be one kicking around here somewhere, and fire her over the wall, when voila, much to Helen's relief, we found an opening before we found a trebuchet. After some photo stops, the guidebook suggested we visit this market, so we did. All that food made us hungry for lemon meringue pie, randomly, and AmaKristina obliged before we headed off full of refined sugar to one of the last and definitely the cutest and most pungent of our excursions, a visit to a truffle farm, where we met this gorgeous little truffle hunter who took great pleasure in showing us how she finds these little knobbly nuggets of culinary gold, before heading back to the farm for a tasting. What a great little excursion. And with that, and the impeccably dulcet tones of Roberto, that we have to say au revoir, and thank you for watching our little soiree up the Rhone on AmaKristina. Why not give these a look while you're here? Merci beaucoup.
There's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine